Okay, so this is the December edition for the Architect's Journal magazine, and this is me and my drawings on a whole page. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I have some very important advice that I want to share with you if you're a student or a young professional, and maybe even an old professional. Hopefully it would be useful to you as well, about how to kind of get opportunities like this and showcase your drawings online. So stay tuned to the end of the video. So the Architect's Journal started this sketchbook series initiative in about April 2020, which was when COVID was just about starting. So it was a really good idea because at this time all sorts of architectural practitioners were really getting the opportunity to sit down during lockdown and do some sketching. And among the highlighted people are some pretty big names like Charles Holland, Narinder Sagoo, Fiona Macdonald. But the AJ also featured, people like myself who are juniors in the field and don't have a huge famous name or anything. So, kudos to them for kind of doing this. Before I got on to showing you some of my drawings that were contributed to this feature, I just wanted to show you some of my favorite drawings from some of the other people featured. These are some of Fiona Macdonald's drawings, and as some of you will know, Fiona is part of the practice, Matt and Fiona. They were also one of some of the winners in the IFG Thornton Education Awards, which I made a video about before, which I was lucky enough to win Individual of the Year for. But these guys are really smashing it with their practice right now. I never knew how amazing her drawings were. Look how fine arty, and she's using so much watercolor for her architectural drawing process. It's amazing. So this is Jason Parker's sketches. This one's quite interesting because I know Jason Parker. I worked with him when I worked at Make Architects, and I was really surprised by how good he was with the iPad and digital painting. It was quite mind-blowing because I'll just admit it, someone kind of from my generation would assume that the older generation might not be as privy to all of these technological features and drawing and digital sketching, but he is a master at it. It's really, really refreshing to see. Look at the level of kind of depth he's able to capture here. It's not like super well refined drawing, and it's why I really love it for this kind of sketchbook series as well. You can be really rough with your drawings, but it can still look so beautiful if you have a level of freedom with your drawing. And also, I think what really stands out to me about his drawings is they're so layered and so much color is used as well. Oh, I actually worked on this project with Jason for a very large office building in Hackney. And I remember working on this project with him, like when I saw him draw the sketches of these London taxis, I was taken aback. It's a really difficult thing to get a London taxi drawn right, by the way. So we also got Charles Holland's drawings here, and as you guys will probably know as well, Charles Holland was a co-founder of Fat Architects. Also, Sean Griffith was a founder of Fat Architects, and yeah, he was in episode 5 of the Two Worlds Design podcast, if you guys want to go and check that out. But yeah, Charles Holland was also a co-founder of Fat Architects, so we're going to see the postmodern style drawing here. And also one of my favorites is Chris Simmons, who is a friend of mine as well. He is also an associate at Squire and Partners in London, and just an all-round extremely talented sketcher, and he uses pen and ink a lot for his sketches, which is even more impressive. I mean, look at these. It's just insane level of detail. This guy's got an eye for detail like I haven't seen before. I absolutely love this. Super kind of stilted and almost parasitic architectural elements here that I love. Hatching is just next level. This is high quality stuff here, mate. Oh, this one is definitely this one's probably my favorite out of all of his drawings. And then we've also got the master himself, Narinder Sagoo, the artistic director at Foster's and Partners, who's also a senior partner. This guy basically, as far as I know, kind of controls the artistic direction at Foster and Partners, and so his specialty specifically is to do with illustration and drawing and kind of storyboarding and kind of creating that visual narrative. So yeah, I mean, you can tell this guy's like a professional when it comes to drawing. I just feel honored to be able to kind of like be on the same series as people like Narinder Sagoo. It's just crazy. I love how he frames his images with the stationery and pencils and pencil sharpenings next to it. It really feels like it's part of the process. So anyway, these were the drawings that they showed from my sketchbook series. This one's a Procreate sketch that I drew a sort of parasitic form over a famous skyscraper in London. Again, actually, see the taxi in there? I was inspired by Jason at work. I did this drawing at the similar time to when I saw him do his sketch for the project I was working on with him, and I was like, I've got to perfect the drawing style for this taxi. So that's when I went and did this drawing, funnily enough. This is the other one, which is I think I called this one disobedient mapping, because I used a funny drawing method in this where I was using my left hand and I was trying to move my hand in ways that didn't feel natural to me. So whenever I felt the inclination to move my drawing in a particular direction, I would change it, just to kind of go against what my mind wanted to do. And I know you could get into an infinite regress and say, well, you're actually doing what you want to do by not doing what you want to do. But it ended up giving a really unique composition, which was this. This is again another sort of very quick Procreate sketch of a parasitic kind of core insertion that I called it. Just looking at kind of a retrofit technique for big buildings in the city. This one's actually one of my favorite drawings, and again I was inspired by some of the people at Make Architects who do some really amazing drawings, like Ken Shuttleworth and some others, and looking at their kind of sketch style where they would do a lot of squiggly lines with real confidence and real kind of pressure. So I remember kind of being inspired at work, seeing these drawings, and then coming home and trying to represent my own diagrammatic thinking in the same way. So really loved it, and now it's kind of really informed my drawing process. This is another drawing, again just a quick pencil sketch of some sort of kind of intelligent skin system. This one's more just therapy, because for me therapy is drawing fictional things with immense level of detail. This was actually, again, I was actually inspired by Clement Luk Laurencio, who is, I featured him on a drawing conversation on my YouTube channel. You must go and see how he does his drawings. It's crazy. I'll leave a link in the description, but I was heavily inspired by his drawing methods, where you basically do loads of different pencil sketches and then you digitally collage them together to create this giant composition. I was also inspired by a book called Piranesi, which is an incredible novel by Susanna Clarke. Highly recommend that too. This was just meant to represent a labyrinth of tunnels and connections based on the novel. Again, trying the same thing but with something a bit more tectonic. This is just an example of what my sketchbook looks like when I'm coming up with a conceptual idea. I just let it be really messy with crazy drawings and annotations and arrows and a little bit of color. So this was just an example of a kind of conceptual sketch page. This one, again, this one's kind of got the postmodern vibes. Again, I like to look at creating different 3D compositions that combines diagrammatic thinking with more abstract artistic techniques as well. This one is simply just a drawing of the Shard with some parasitic insertions or extensions coming off the building, just because I was curious to see what it would look like. This one again is simply a axonometric drawing of a modular prefabricated apartment block. I did a full Procreate drawing tutorial for this drawing actually, so again I'll leave a link in the description, or you can just go have a browse on my YouTube channel. Again, similar to the Shard, thought I'd throw on some parasitic forms onto a famous building in London. Some of you might recognize this building. Again, with St. Paul's, the same thing but maybe something not as bold. I was kind of thinking, what if it was just a glass box instead of a dome? Could be quite interesting. And this is kind of it's like visual diarrhea, I guess, but it's something I really enjoy, which is detail drawing again, and it really is just compositional vomit. Beautiful vomit in my opinion. I really love this drawing. I think this drawing most represents my style, even though I hate admitting that I have a style. I hate kind of thinking that I have a style, but people have said this is definitely your style of drawing, so I'll own it. Fine, yeah, this is my style. This is also a drawing I really love, which is again just trying to look at conceptual massing and adding a level of abstract artistic flair to it, if you like. And if you want to have a quick read of my drawing philosophy and my drawing journey, sort of starting from early university days, then I'll leave a link to the Architects Journal article in the description below, so go and check that out. And so yeah guys, I want to end the video there, but I want to finish with just this one piece of advice, right? And it's based on all of this. You know, this was the whole point of the video. I wanted to share some advice with you. My advice to students and young professionals, maybe even veterans in the field who don't do this, is to showcase your drawings, showcase your work and your process online. I know it sounds a bit silly and you might think it's just some sort of trend to just get on the social media bandwagon, but the truth of the matter is we're living in a world where everybody is super interconnected, and some of those people are going to be highly valuable people to you, whether relationships, clients, or just people of interest. The way you're going to kind of build connections and succeed in this highly connected world is by showing people what you're doing. And trust me, I know it can get tiring to self-document all the bloody time, but if you're a professional and you care about your architecture and your designs and you truly believe in them, then I would highly advise you to share them online through Instagram, for example. Instagram is one of the most important tools right now for students and professionals all over the world. You know, nowadays people go to Instagram before they go to a book to gain inspiration. So you got to make most of that. And I've only been able to get opportunities like this because I was consistently showcasing my drawings, recording my process since sort of first or second year of university. It has really helped, and I will say to you guys as well, it has also kind of helped me learn and find myself as a designer. So you might have a personal Instagram profile or whatever, channel your energy into something that might give you a return. So start your Instagram pages, put your energy into showcasing your process, your methodology, just your passions. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys are drawing in your sketchbook, thinking of crazy ideas in your head, and you're thinking, one day I'll draw that, or one day I'll model that. Just do it for fun, and then show us. I'd love to see it. On that note, stay connected with me on Instagram. You can keep up to date with all of my experimental drawings, link in the description. I'll see you guys on the next video.